Last time on Dragon Ball. Damn it! It's in my brain! Previously on the Lost Island, Nathaniel Wisp, aka Whisper, found himself confronted by the dreaded King Mir. As his friends struggled to help the mutilated kings Horus and Khan, victims of Saber's attack and escape, Mir coldly informed Whisper that a contract had been created when he had been trained by the pirate Marek Scholl. Essentially, Whisper was indebted to lifetime servitude to the pirates. A servitude Mir intended to enforce by, force, if he had to. Literally, as Whisper found himself being bent to Mir's will, forced to obey every instruction. Thanks to his craftiness, however, Whisper was able to escape with his even more brainwashed butler, and they was later on found badly injured by Claus and Vell, who managed to heal them and free them of Mir's curse. Meanwhile, with the kings injured and effectively incapacitated, a meeting was called between the 6 of the Ancient 12, still loyal to the Golden Lions, who debated on whether or not to inform the Red Tigers. While most of the council agreed that it was safer to keep the Red Tigers out of the loop for now, this was overruled when Horus regained consciousness and ordered them to report. With all the chaos and carnage, one person managed to get something nice out of all of this, as Claus sat down that night to read his parents' journal and learn about hurt interactions that he had had with them when he was but a babe. But now we must return back to more serious matters. As he sits alone in his room, thoughts come to Whisper's mind. The session begins now. Jeremy, what do you want to do?
So Whisper is lounging about in his room till about 2 a.m. A few hours before, when he is sure no one is watching, he quickly dictates a letter and uses his influence over the wind to deliver his message out the open window facing the Mages College. He then gets up, turns to his butler. "Not feeling well, sir. Not feeling well. Mind helping me getting out into something more comfortable? Then would you mind heading down to the pharmacist for some tea?" We both step behind the changing curtain, and as soon as we're out of sight of the door, I quickly explain my plan to Sebastian. So, I take his clothes and make use of my disguise kit and make myself look like Sebastian. My butler, on the other hand, takes on my appearance and dons a nightgown. Immediately, imitating Sebastian's voice perfectly, I announce, "I'll be back with the tea, sir." And then I head for the door and knock.
Obviously, one of the guards opens the door and responds to it. "Yes, sir?"
Yes, hello. My master seems to be coming down with something, and I was wondering if I might bother the local pharmacist for some herbal tea. I then reach into my pocket and remove Sebastian's personal identification papers, which confirm his allegiance to the Golden Lions.
The guard takes the papers, looks at the badge. The badge seems to be in order, at least. Okay.
Yes.
He pockets it. Now, I will just need to make you to make a bluff check. I doubt you'll fail it, but go ahead and just in case you roll like, I don't know, nat 1 or something.
29.
29 on your bluff?
29 on my bluff.
Yes, sir. Everything seems to be in order, sir. But the question, sir.
Yes.
You have been working with this red tiger for some time, yes? But you're a golden lion.
Yes, I understand my master is under house arrest due to his allegiance to the red tigers. That being said, I however do not share that allegiance. As I've proven, I am a golden lion through and through. I am however bound to him because of a life debt I owe his family. Twice now since he has saved my life yet again. Early this afternoon, in fact. Now, I understand if you must hold him because of his poor choices in life. However, as a fellow golden lion, I must ask that you not hinder my duty to him. Please.
I don't see how serving a red tiger and thus being a traitor would allow you to demand anything. Old
A life debt is a life debt, no? Would you not honor a life if it was yours that was rescued?
Make a diplomacy check. Take a -4 penalty.
Nat 20?
So,
Well, that's one way to do it.
so the guard grips his spear tightly, his own sense of honor and your words warring with his decades-long prejudice. Make it quick, he says, lifting the spear out of your face and stepping past to allow you passage.
So, I bow to the man. You are making no small sacrifice, and I understand. Here, perhaps this may help. I wish this is not a bribe, mind you. This is a thank you. And he reaches into his pocket and pulls out 3 solid gold coins and hands them to offers them to the man.
The man takes the coins, and there's a conflicted expression on his face. They'll be deciding whether to keep them or throw them back at you. Ultimately, he pockets them, but the uncertainty is still playing on his features.
My thanks, and I begin walking by. Whisper, begins coughing. So goodness me, hope I'm not coming down with anything myself. I may need to get some medicine for the both of us. Whisper makes his way through the building and tries to make his way to the courtyard. I assume he finds the courtyard pretty quickly?
The building is laid out so that the courtyard is one of those places where it's easy to follow the signs and get to it rather quickly. He isn't stopped by any guards. I would presume that Whisper has mastered the idea of walking as though you are meant to be in a place to avoid drawing attention.
Of course, if there is any other way to walk.
Quite so. And without anything to really draw attention to himself, no guard is going to accost a random old man servant.
So he makes it to the courtyard. It's like still 2 a.m. Is the moon out by any chance?
Quite so. It is a full moon tonight. Bright and huge against the sky.
Alright. So Whisper, using the light of the moon, steps into the shadows and doffs his disguise. Once again stepping out into the moonlight.
And now I must pause the scene here, for we turn our attention back to young Claus.
Why?
The dinner with your family was, as to be expected, a nice and filling one. You had gone back to your bed to read some more of your parents' journal. At this point, it was less personal stuff and more accounts, dates, reports of healings and jobs that they'd had to do. You feel your eyes start to strain as you read the reports, skimming forward to see if you can find anything that's more interesting and relevant. After a while, though, it feels as all of the pages are getting blurred and fuzzy. Hey, Dogi, make a perception check, please.
That! I refuse to believe it, but I refuse to believe it, but I just got nat 20.
Okay, Dogi. You hear a knock at the door. What do you do?
I am going to yawn. Shut the journal, hide it under my pillow. Stand up and just... Who is it?
You don't hear any response.
Kun?
Nothing from Kun.
Korim?
Again, no response. Except another knock. This time, slightly more insistent.
Going to take my quarterstaff into my hands just in case. And is Mr. Fluffles around?
He is, he's kind of curled up against you on the bed.
Okay, I carefully wake up my familiar.
He gives a small, snuffling sound and, crawls up your arm onto your shoulder, nuzzling into his usual spot on your cloak.
Okay, I'm agree a little bit because that's really comforting, but then I turn a little bit more serious and pick him up and put him on the floor. Okay, Fluffles, somebody's behind the door, they're not responding. If things go bad, I need you to run and go get Kun, okay?
Another knock at the door.
Okay. This is obviously a bad idea, but I am going to slowly walk over and put my hand on the handle.
Do you open the door?
I'm trying to listen if there's anyone behind it. Or see if there's light on the under the crack. See if there's any shadow against the light from underneath the door crack or something or anything.
Make another perception.
Okay. Total 15. So.
First of all, you check to see if there's any light, and no, there's no light of torches or anything. Seems your family has, put everything away for that night. But you do hear it again, the tapping, and this again much more insistent. Tap, 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 tap. What do you do?
Well, they always say nightmares don't end until the monster gets you. I am gonna open the door, but have the quarterstaff ready with my other hand.
Okay. Make another perception check.
Total 19.
The funny thing is, the corridor is empty. Just an empty, featureless hallway. It's exactly what you'd expect. But out of the corner of your eye, you notice movement at the window. What do you do?
Going to step into the corridors. Let Fluffles follow me as shut the door. Nope.
Okay,
You want my room? You can have it.
except now you see movement in the windows in the corridors as well.
leave
you
her
do
at
now?
home, Fluffles!
Now you hear the knock
I
coming
don't
from
think
the
they're in
other.
Kansas anymore, Toto.
I mean, that's what I was referencing, but
And
thanks.
that's what I was about to say, so...
Now you hear a knock coming from the other side of the door. This time a far more violent banging sound that is coming from inside your room.
Oh, for the love of... Look, if you wanted to make me, why do you keep jumping between the doors?
Now the tapping is coming from all around you, and you see them. Long, spindly fingers tapping on the windows, tapping on the walls. Now, not just tapping now, they're trying to find their way into you, pushing themselves into every crack, every crevice. You see the spider-like hands pulling at the window, trying to pull them open. The tapping, the banging is getting louder. And then with a mighty crash, the door slams open. And you see an enormous blue-eyed, staring hungrily at the hands, the fingers. They all keep trying to push their way in, trying to reach into you, grab towards you, and you wake up in your bed.
Sorry, I can't scream because it's 6 a.m. I don't want to wake my neighbors.
Okay, this is gonna sound weird, but can I roll perception to smell an unusual amount of sweat coming from Klaus?
That or you can
may.
get a little screech scratch of the door because I said Fluffles to get Kun, so maybe that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was in the dream.
I was gonna say the same thing. You may.
Yeah, but I would think Fluffles have learned that if Claus is having nightmares, go get Kun.
Alright. 33. I rolled a natural 19.
You easily pick up on the smell of distress and sweat coming from Klaus's room.
Cone,
Alright.
Cone, why am I smelling a locker room through your nose?
Fear. Bust down the door.
I'll be honest, I'm pretty sure Klaus, in character, actually screamed when, he woke up.
Yeah, because I real life can't scream because it's 6 a.m. and I don't want to wake up my neighbors and get evicted.
Yeah. So bust down the door. Kun is he's activated his darkness aura, just looking around, just like, where is it?
I'm sorry, but him trying to do that when Klaus is already scared, that's like that scene in The Simpsons.
Yeah, you're gonna get the quarterstaff in the face.
Alright.
Alright, make an attack roll, Dogi.
Oh, rabbits, I need to do this again! So that's 24!
Couldn't.
I was gonna say, when he hits Kun, does Joshua gain health? Because of how, weak the attack is?
Alright, Kun, do you wish to use active defense to block it?
Yes.
Still not quite enough. Bunk!
Alright, how much damage do I take?
Because I'm gonna just say you only take 1 point of non-lethal damage.
Alright, just a little bonk. It's just like Kun doesn't even notice it. He's still trying to look around and see what it's like. Where's threat? Where is it?
Now, before you can respond, Klaus, we return to the castle that Whisper just left, where Lord Shtareth Marek is making his way, and Sebastian looks out the window to see this, as Lord Marek says to the guard, "Excuse me, I was hoping to speak to Master Sebastian, if I can. Sorry, sir, he just stepped out for the night. Went to get to the pharmacy. I see. My apologies. I will... Please tell him when he returns that I was looking for him. A war goes into Sebastian's face. This could concern his Master Whisperer. It would be irresponsible of him to ignore it. But if he goes down, the deception will be all too obvious. Thinking quickly, he does something that he had not done in many, many, many years, and he jumps out the window. Feel free to insert whatever Cinderella 3 meme you like for that moment.
Okay.
Grabbing onto some of the lattices. Yep. Grabbing onto some of the lattices, he slows his fall down to land the corridor. Then, he sprints as fast as his old legs can carry him to get ahead of Sebastian. Wait, sir! He calls out, not ahead of Sebastian, ahead of Lord Merrick. Wait, my lord! Calls out, running towards Merrick as if he had just come from the pharmacy.